Question 2c. In section A of the previous graph, the plane is on a flat runway and the wings are not producing any lift force. In section C of the graph, the plane's wings are creating a lift force and the plane is flying level. Discuss the forces on the plane during sections A and C of the plane's motion. In your answer, you should draw a labelled force diagram for each of the sections. State whether the forces are balanced or unbalanced for each section. Describe the relative sizes of these forces and explain how these forces could cause the motion shown on the graph. If we head back to section A's graph, we can see that the speed is increasing from 0 to 50 in about 30 seconds. So that means the plane is accelerating. For the plane to be accelerating, there must be a net unbalanced force. What that means is that the thrust force, capital F meaning force, the thrust force must be bigger than the force due to drag. Now if we think about what's happening in the vertical direction, if it's still on the tarmac, that means that the weight force must be equal and opposite to the support force. In section C of the graph, we can see that the velocity is constant. If the velocity is not changing, then this plane is not accelerating. If the plane is not accelerating, then there's no unbalanced force, meaning that the thrust force must be equal to the drag force. And we're not told in the question if the thrust force gets bigger or smaller when it hits that speed of 70 meters per second. All we know is that the thrust force and the drag force, and the drag force are equal. Now the plane's not accelerating upwards and the plane's not accelerating downwards, and so that would indicate that the support force must be equal and opposite the weight force. Now to put that into words, in section A the thrust force is greater than the drag force. This means that the forces are unbalanced, causing the plane to accelerate forwards. The support force from the ground balances out the weight force. They're equal and they're opposite. In section C, the lift and the weight forces are the same size, so they balance, and the thrust and the drag are the same, so they balance, they're equal and they're opposite. This means that the forces on the plane are balanced and the plane moves with a constant velocity of 70 meters per second.